Live from the Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're listening to doubleheader CUNYAC coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. Tonight in the first game of the doubleheader, the College of Staten Island's women's team will go for the regular season championship here tonight, to be followed by the men, who have already clinched the regular season but are going to try for an undefeated record here in 2017. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babuski alongside Michael Cohn. And Mike, CSI had it all in their hands earlier this week on Tuesday night against Brooklyn College. They led going into the fourth quarter, but Brooklyn College outscores the Dolphins 28-10 in that fourth quarter. Same old story, Dave, for the Dolphins. Just not able to rebound the basketball defensively.
Yeah, they had a hard time. They also went cold from the floor. They shot only 3 out of 13 down the stretch of that ball game against Brooklyn College. Had a lead of 53-38, a pretty substantial lead in that third quarter. And then, as you said, in the fourth quarter, they just could not hold on, couldn't get shots down, and ended up getting outscored 28-10. And missed a lot of shots, made a lot of mistakes in that game. And sometimes when you give a team an opportunity, it'll play a role in your defeat. And that was the case for CSI on the women's end of things on just earlier this week against Brooklyn College. And it puts the Mike in a really interesting situation, because now you look at the standings here in the CUNYAC. You got CSI right now at 13-2. You got Brooklyn College at 12-2 and Lehman College at 12-2. It's conceivable, let's just say, from the negative standpoint, if CSI were to lose today, they could drop as far as the 3 seed, maybe even the 2 seed, if they can get some help. But if they win, they'll take care of all their business, and they will be the number 1 seed going into the CUNYAC tournament. You
know, Mike, you look at the regular season schedule and what's remaining here, and, Brooklyn College is currently in second place, and, Brooklyn College will play on the road, at home, actually, against John Jay. There's no chance of John Jay winning that game, Mike. So Brooklyn College is going to finish the season with 2 regular season losses. So for the Dolphins, it's really first or third here tonight with this big game against Lehman College. And, Mike, in that Brooklyn College game, the Dolphins were out-rebounded. They were only able to get 30 rebounds in that game, including just 12 on the offensive side. Brooklyn College finishing with 62 rebounds in that game, Mike, including 26 on the offensive end. And really in that second half, it was just 2 and 3 opportunities here for Brooklyn College every time down the floor. And, between that and the amount of playing time for both Christina Passatoro and Samantha Flecker, things just really went downhill for the Dolphins in that fourth quarter.
And also you take a look, Brooklyn College just shot the ball very well. Everyone shot the ball very well. They had 5 players in double figures as far as points are concerned. Karen Mack had led the way with 19 points, and Alexandra Mugen, who had a very big second half, had 18 points for Brooklyn College. So it was just a really tough night overall for CSI, and they go up against a Lehman College team, Mike, that has been playing very good basketball lately. They have won 4 in a row, and most of their games have not been close. They took care of Medgar Evers fairly easily in their last game, 97-51. Their closest game in this stretch was against Baruch, where they won 74-66. That's really their closest game that they've played lately. They've been blowing people out, and they're playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, Lehman added 4 players at the break, and we'll talk about that more in a couple of minutes. But you're right, Mike. Lehman coming in, they're pretty hot. They've won their last 4 games in a row and are playing very well. And, the thing is, the Dolphins played Lehman College earlier this year. They were able to come away with a victory on the road. But as we mentioned, Mike, that was very early in the season, and that was before Lehman College added so many players at the break. And, when you talk about Lehman College, you got to start talking with Emily Del Rosario. Del Rosario again leading the CUNYAC Conference in scoring, averaging over 24 points a game for the Lightning. And then one of those midseason additions we talked about, Lisa Fields, coming in averaging 15.5 points a game for the Lightning and over 4 rebounds. And, that's a lot of talent to add at the intercession break. And, that makes Lehman College a much more formidable team here tonight.
It really does. And they also have Linda Fields as well, who's second on the team in scoring at 15 points per game. So they have 3, maybe even 4 when you also count Crystal Pearson. 4 players on the floor who can shoot the basketball very well and get a lot of points. So it'll be very tough for CSI to guard these 4 players. We'll see if they can do that and also avoid some foul trouble at the same time.
And let's talk a little bit now, Mike, about the CSI women's basketball team. You know, they went into that game against Brooklyn College having won 11 games in a row, been playing very good basketball, and have really been sitting atop the CUNYAC table really for almost the entire season. But that big loss against Brooklyn College brought 3 teams now tied with a record of 12-2. And for the Dolphins here tonight, Mike, it's all on the line. And, the Dolphins are going to have to come out and play very well here tonight. And really, they're going to need to play much better than they did on Tuesday night against Brooklyn, especially in that fourth quarter.
Well, the message, I think, is very clear for Tim Shanahan, and this is what he has to get through to his team here tonight, and also I'm sure what he got through to them throughout the week when they were getting ready for this game. Who has it better than us right now? No one else, because we're at home. We have this game at home, and we have everything in front of us. Go out there and play your best basketball. And the players that they're going to look to, of course, Christina Passatoro, who leads this team in scoring, leads this team in assists, and was second on the team in rebounds. She's got to have a big night tonight if this Dolphins team is going to win here against Lehman. And also look for Samantha Flecker, who's had some good games of late, really good games of late, to have a big day as well for this Dolphins squad.
Yeah, and, Passatoro played all 40 minutes in that game against Brooklyn College, Mike, and he finished with 20 points on 7 of 19 shooting, and Flecker played all but a minute in that game, and she finished with 17 points for the Dolphins as well, Mike. But a lot of pressure on both teams here tonight, because a win here tonight for the Dolphins means that they will get a double bye into the CUNYAC tournament. With a loss here tonight, the Dolphins would have to play a play-in game in the second round of the CUNYAC tournament, and that game would be here next Saturday at a time to be determined. So, it's certainly, Mike, a game that the Dolphins probably wouldn't be threatened in as far as losing, but it's also a game that you really don't want to have to play.
Well, you never want to take anything for granted. We see too many times in the CUNYAC where teams can get upset in tournament games that you would expect them to do well in. So you don't want to put yourself in that spot. Also, it's much tougher to win a championship when you have to win 2 games before just to get to the championship. So if for CSI, the ideal spot to be is win this game tonight, get the double bye, and then go into CCNY with a chance to be either the 1 or 2 seed, where all you have to do is just win 1 game just to get to the championship.
Yeah, Mike, and the Dolphins, if they win here tonight, will be the number 1 seed. If they lose here tonight, they'll be the number 3 seed. There's really no scenario that they would be the number 2 other than Brooklyn College losing to John Jay, which, like I said, is just not going to happen. So, a big game tonight here for the CSI Dolphins. And, Mike, there's been a lot of pressure put on Christina Passatoro's shoulders. She's a player that really plays all 40 minutes, especially when the Dolphins are in tough competitive games. And, it looked like Brooklyn College might have been able to wear her down a little bit in that fourth quarter on Tuesday night.
A little bit, but, we'll see how she's going to do here today. I think what she has to do is put that game behind her and just focus on the now. Yes, Brooklyn College had a very good game plan against her. We'll see what Lehman College can do as far as picking off from that game plan to use here tonight. But the key is going to be for her to have a solid game. Maybe Tim Shanahan can get her a couple of minutes off early in the game, maybe in the second quarter. We'll see how the game plays out.
So as we're just about 30 seconds or so away from the start of tonight's game, what we'll do is we'll step aside, allow you to listen to the national anthem here tonight, and then we'll come back on the air at the conclusion of the national anthem and get you ready with the starting lineups and the start of tonight's game between the College of Staten Island and the Lehman Lightning team coming in. The winner of tonight's game, or at least if the Dolphins win tonight, Mike, they will finish as the number 1 seed in the CUNYAC Conference. With a loss, the Dolphins will drop down to number 3. So let's step aside, take a break here for the national anthem, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the introduction of our starters, we ask that you all please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
We're back. We're back, and we're just moments away from the start of tonight's game between the College of Staten Island and Lehman College. The College of Staten Island fighting to be the number one seed in the CUNYAC tournament and will clinch the number one seed with a victory here tonight against Lehman College. So while the players are getting introduced out on the floor, why don't we bring you the starting lineups tonight? And here to bring you those starting lineups, my broadcast partner, Michael Cohn. Mike?
Thank you, Mike. And let's get you the lamps first for the Lehman Lightning. Lehman wearing their royal blue uniforms this evening. And we'll start it off with number 3. That's Linda Fields. Number 13, Lisa Fields. Then number 23. She has 15 on our roster, but she's wearing 23 today. That's Crystal Pearson. Number 21, Emily Della Rosario. And then number 45, Marika Gordon. And now for the CSI Dolphins, let's get you that starting lineup. Start off with number 2, Christina Passaturo. Then number 10, Angelique Price. Number 14, Victoria Cray. Number 24, Jacqueline Calley. And number 31, Samantha Flecker.
You know, Mike, Lehman College led by Emily Del Rosario. Del Rosario really, one of the great players in the CUNYAC conference. She led the league in scoring last year, and, she's going to lead the league in scoring, barring something unforeseen happening over the next couple of games. So, a very talented player and a player that the Dolphins are going to have to keep an eye on here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had a tremendous season, and she will be a force here in this game. Sometimes in games like these, big games like these with two very good teams, you want to watch your best players have great nights, especially towards the tail end of the basketball games. And the two players that will watch it up this night, obviously Del Rosario for Lehman and Passaturo for CSI. Maybe one of them will have the big shot that determines who wins this game tonight.
And the first thing we see here tonight, Mike, for the Dolphins, Jackie Calley in the starting lineup for the Dolphins here tonight. So Rosa Perone will not be in the starting lineup here for the Dolphins, as the Dolphins are huddled up by their bench, and head coach Tim Shanahan as Lehman College makes their way out onto the floor. And Mike, while we have a minute before the start of tonight's game, what are the keys for the Dolphins as they look to win their regular season championship here tonight?
Well, the key for the Dolphins here is going to be guarding Del Rosario and trying to limit her shots. They really have to get hands in front of her and just make her uncomfortable on the floor in attempting these shots, because she's going to get her shot. It's going to get hers. Can they find a way to reduce her impact in this game is going to be huge. And then 2, the Dolphins if they have a lead late, have to find a way to get their shots down and play consistent basketball through all 40 minutes compared to what they did against Brooklyn.
So we're about to get underway as Flecker will jump center for the Dolphins against Pearson, and let the Lightning control the tip, and taking the ball right to the basket and laying it up and in was Del Rosario. So pretty easy opening basket there for the Lightning. Passatoro, she stops her three-point attempt, is up, no good. A fight for the rebound, and the ball is going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Dolphins, so it'll be Lightning College basketball.
And a lightning start here for Lehman, literally after Del Rosario's bucket and then the turnover. Dolphins needed that right there, a turnover there forced by Price.
So Price grabs the turnover, but Flecker misses the layup. Price is there for the putback, and that's no good as well. So the Dolphins have a couple of open layups but can't convert as Fields drives down the lane and Linda Fields lays it up and in. So both Linda Fields and Lisa Fields in the starting lineup for the Lightning here tonight. Linda wearing number 3, Lisa wearing number 13. It'll be Linda to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here for the Dolphins as she comes in, shooting 66% from the line here this year.
And that's not the foul you want to give early in the ball game. If you're the Dolphins, Jackie Calley gets charged with a foul while Fields is going up to shoot and puts her on the line to shoot 2. Not what you want to start. Not how you want to start the basketball game.
So Fields hits the first. She'll have one more upcoming here for the Lightning as that second free throw is up and in, and the Bulldogs scored the first 5 points against the Dolphins on Tuesday night. The Lightning have the first 4 here, and they lead 4-0. Price with the basketball. Price feeding it up over to Flecker. Now it's Cray in the corner to Passatoro. Her long shot is up, no good. So Passatoro's missed her first 2 shots, but Calley grabs the rebound for the Dolphins. Calley, a beautiful feed inside to Price. Her shot is blocked away beautifully by Pearson, but it will remain Dolphin ball.
And there needs to be a point right now for CSI where they can just calm things down just a little bit, because it's almost as if they're playing on skates right now and not playing sound basketball that we're used to seeing early in basketball
And
games.
they turn the ball over, and now here come the Lightning with the basketballs. It's Fields. Fields feeds it ahead, and laying it up and in is Del Rosario, and she draws the foul. So the Lightning have gotten 6 points here in just over a minute of play, and now we'll go to the free throw line with an opportunity to make it 7.
Yeah, very hard to guard Del Rosario when she is charging through the lane the way she has in her first 2 attempts without drawing a foul, as was the case right here.
Yeah, so the free throw is up and in, so the Lightning have hit their free throws. They have 2 for 2 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line. The Dolphins 0 for 5 from the field, and the Lightning lead 7-0. Flecker feeding it inside to Price. Over to Passatoro, who lays it up and in.
Much needed basket right there, Mike, obviously.
First points of the game as Del Rosario is able to draw the blocking foul, and that's a big foul there, Mike, because that's going to be on Callie, and that's going to be her second.
And Team Vittoria a bit short right now as far as available players. So you don't want to lose Callie early in this game with those 2 quick fouls.
Well, and she's not coming out of the game either. So it'll be the Lightning to inbound the basketball as they get it into Pearson. Pearson backs away in and just floats it up and in. Another layup for the Lightning. They have 3 baskets, all on layups. Callie looking to feed it ahead, and that ball's going to be stolen away once again as the Dolphins have turned the ball over now 3 times. Fields with the basketball. Fields feeds it over to Gordon, and now it'll be Pearson, and she's going to get called for the carrying violation. So now the Lightning will turn the ball over. But, Mike, this was not the start the Dolphins were looking for here tonight.
No, not at all. Lehman has dictated the pace of this basketball game, and they're dictating everything offensively as well. CSI has not had an answer, and a charge called quickly on the Dolphins, blocking foul on Price.
So Price gets called for the foul. The Dolphins have picked up 4 personal fouls, Mike, in less than 2 minutes of play here in the first quarter. 2 on both Price and Callie. So the Lightning will inbound the basketball now as the Dolphins struggle in play continues here in the first couple of minutes in this first quarter. Fields. Cross-court pass over to Del Rosario. She works it in the corner to Lisa Fields. Her long 3-pointer is up no good, and Price is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Price running down the lane. She feeds it over to Cray, who lays it up and in.
And rhythm and confidence are so important in a basketball game, and you get the sense early on, Mike, that maybe CSI is still a little bit hungover from the game against Brooklyn a little bit to start the things off here. If they can just settle things down offensively.
Cray gets it ahead to Price, who lays it up and in. So
on plays like that, maybe they can get something moving.
Dolphins have cut the lead down to 3 as head coach Tim Shanahan not happy with some of the officiating, letting one of the officials know it, as it's going to be Lisa Fields with the ball. Now it's Pearson. Pearson working it up over to Del Rosario. Her long 3-pointer is up, no good. Price is there to grab the rebound, and now Del Rosario will pick up the first Lightning foul here tonight.
And I like how Price was very physical there, getting after the basketball, bumping there with Del Rosario, and getting the Dolphins the basketball back.
So now it'll be Passatoro getting the ball up over to Cray. She brings the ball up across the midcourt line. Now it's Flecker. Flecker puts up the long 3-pointer. It's an air ball, and the rebound is going to be grabbed and handed off now to Pearson. Pearson, now it's Linda Fields. Gets the ball back to Pearson, and now the Lightning will look to set up offensively. Cross-court pass to Fields. Fields gets it over to her sister. Her floater in the lane is up no good, and this time Passatoro is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins and feed it to Price. She gets it over to Flecker, who lays it up and in.
Beautiful bounce pass inside, and nice finish there for the Dolphins as they cut it down to 1. They are now on a 8-0 run, or a 6-0 run.
Yeah, so the Dolphins now get the ball off the turnover, and now Flecker will get called for the turnover. So the Dolphins a little bit careless with the basketball, but Mike, the Dolphins fell behind 7-0. They're on a 6-0 run, an 8-2 run, and they're just trailing by a single point now, 9-8.
Well, they've done a nice job weathering the storm here so far in the early going.
So it's going to be Del Rosario to walk the ball across the midcourt line, and now Fields over to Del Rosario. They work the ball in the corner now as the Lightning trying to get the ball inside to Pearson. She turns her floater in the lane, goes halfway down and out, and Cray is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Crossover dribble. Cray gets it over to Callie. Callie now working the ball in the corner to pass to Toro. She whips the ball cross-court over to Price, but the pass too hard, and Mike, that's the 6th Dolphin turnover here in 4 minutes of play.
2 of them by Callie, 2 of them by Flecker. Not very characteristic for this Dolphins team. You're used to seeing this team be very, very good in possessing the basketball. Not the case here in the other going, as going up for the points. Looks like a foul was called. And an offensive foul was called, rather, on Fields, so it'll be back towards the Dolphins.
Yeah, so Fields will commit the offensive foul. That'll be the 3rd Lightning turnover here. So the Dolphins will inbound the basketball with a chance to get the lead for the first time here tonight. Cray with the basketball, now looking to back up as Linda Fields comes out to play her. Fields, crossover dribble by Cray. She drives the ball down the lane. Her shot is up, no good. Looking for a foul, none called, and Pearson grabs the rebound now for the Lightning. Now it's Fields. Fields getting the ball back up over to Chapslack. And we're going to have a whistle, and the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will remain Lightning basketball. Chop block into the game now for the Lightning as it's Fields with the basketball. Now Del Rosario. Now Pearson. Pearson thought about the three-pointer, now feeds it up over to Chop block. She takes the three-pointer and buries it. 12-8 now, the Lightning in the lead as Chop block hits her first shot of the afternoon. And now Callie puts up the three-pointer. That's no good. Dolphins now 0 for 4 from the three-point line here in the first quarter. Del Rosario with the basketball. Del Rosario working her way inside. A floater in the lane is up, no good. A little bit of contact, and the ball tipped around, and it's going to come up to Behagen, who lays it up and in, and the Lightning's lead is back up to 6.
Now we're seeing 2 players here, Behagen and Chauspok, 2 players who have not played very often for Lehman, having a big impact. Chauspok, that was her first three-pointer that she's converted on all year.
14-8 now, the Lightning in the lead. They're on a 5-0 run of their own as the ball is fed inside to Flecko, who lays it up and in. Nice pass that time by Cray to make it a 4-point game. Del Rosario with the basketball as she walks the ball across the midcourt line and looks to set up now. It's chop block over to Pearson. Pearson looking to work the ball inside. She does, and the layup is up and in. Is once again the Lightning able to get right to the basket and lay it up and in. Price's shot is blocked away, and here come the Lightning with the ball. Fields looking to run 3-on-2. Fields takes it all the way down the lane, but misses the layup, and Passatoro grabs the rebound and feeds it to Price. Price, a beautiful feed to Callie as she's hammering on the play and goes down hard, and we'll have a whistle and a foul on the play.
Yeah, one thing the Dolphins have had a tough time adjusting to in the early going, Mike, is when they have Perone active and in games like these, they would have a bit of a size advantage. They don't really have that right now.
So Callie will go to the free throw line. She will to 2 as the foul will be called on Behagen. And Jackie Callie will go to the free throw line for the Dolphins.
And she is hitting Mike at 38%.
And that first free throw is up, no good. And, you know, it was no secret, Mike, that one of the things that really hurt the Dolphins in that second half against Brooklyn College was their free throw shooting, just 3 for 11 in that second half from the free throw line. As Callie misses the first and her second is up and no good. So the Dolphins start right where they left off, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Del Rosario, shot is up, no good. Rebound grab by Callie. Now Price with the basketball for the Dolphins. Price, nice crossover dribble. She drives down the lane. Her shot is up and in, and she draws the foul.
That's a beautiful job right there, working inside by Price, and a crossover dribble, works her way inside, and able to put in the finish and draw the foul.
So Price now 2 for 5 from the field. She has 4 points, and she will get to go to the free throw line with an opportunity to pick up a 3-point play. The foul will be on Martha Choplock For Choplock, that will be her first. The Lightning now with 4 fouls if they've picked up the last 4 team fouls here in the first quarter. Price, a 57% free throw shooter for the Dolphins, and she misses another one.
Good rebound, though, by Flecker. Much needed. New shot clock, new possession for CSI.
So the Dolphins with the basketball now. It will be Cray with the ball. Cray's pass is going to be knocked away and stolen. It will remain Dolphin basketball. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Cray to inbound the basketball. Dolphins lining up 3 out beyond the 3-point line and Flecker inside. Dolphins have never led in this game, have trailed by as many as 7, and have cut the lead down to 4. Cray with the basketball now for the Dolphins, guarded there by Fields. Cray driving inside. She kicks the ball out. The long 3-pointer is off. Dolphins still looking for their first 3-pointer here tonight, but once again, they're able to grab the offensive rebound. Passatoro now over to Price. She puts up the long 3-pointer. That's going to be off the rim. No good. Mike, the Dolphins now 0 for 6 from the 3-point line.
And some of the 3-point shots they've taken have not been close. That was maybe the closest they've taken so far. 3-pointer no good there. Rebound for the CSI.
So Del Rosario misses, and now Callie brings the ball up across the midcourt line. Over to Passatoro. Her 3-pointer is up. No good. So the Dolphins' struggles from the field continue from the 3-point line. Fields, floater in the lane is up. No good. Passatoro there to grab the rebound, and the Dolphins looking to run once again. Passatoro driving her way inside. Nice pass over to Price. Now in the corner to Flecker. She thought about the 3-pointer. Now Passatoro will take the 3-pointer. That's halfway down and out. And Del Rosario controls the rebound. She runs down the lane and lays it up and in.
And if I'm CSI right now, I would just scrap the idea of shooting for threes right now. Just continue to work inside. That's what they have to do.
Flecker now gets the ball across. Now it's Passatoro out at the 3-point line. Dolphins 0 for 8 from the 3-point line, 6 from 11 from 2 points, trailing by 6. Passatoro picks up a dribble. Now it's Flecker with 8 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass over to Price. Price's long jumper is good.
Maybe that can get their outside shooting started just a little bit. Had a couple of threes that kind of rimmed in and out, especially one by Passatoro. It's a big long-distance 2 there for Price.
Del Rosario, crossover dribble. She stops. She puts up the long 3-pointer. It's up no good. It's going to be last touch by the Lightning. So it will be Dolphin basketball here, trailing by 4 with 1:33 remaining here in the first quarter. Dolphins will substitute here as Nicole and Bessie will check into the game for the Dolphins, along with Nahada Bracic. They'll be joined out on the floor now by Flecker, Cray, and Passatoro with 1:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Passatoro works the ball in the corner now to Cray, back up over to Passatoro. Now it's Flecker out by the 3-point line. Now Cray as the Dolphins work the ball around the perimeter. Now Flecker puts up the long 3-pointer, and that's no good. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Dolphins, so it will be Lightning basketball, as the Dolphins just can't buy a 3-point shot here in this first quarter.
Not at all, Mike. 0 for 9 from long distance, and some of these 3-pointers, especially lately, have been going in and then popping out of the hoop.
Fields looking to work the ball inside. That pass is going to deflect off the backboard, and Flecker will come away with the basketball. She feeds it ahead to Passatoro, who has the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Lightning, so it'll remain Dolphin basketball. We're under a minute here in the first quarter, 55.2 seconds. The Dolphins trailing 18-14. Cray with the basketball. Cray works it inside to Flecker. She misses the layup. A fight for the basketball, and the Lightning are able to come away with it as it's Fields. Fields stops. Her short jumper is up no good, as the Lightning have now gone cold from the field as well. Bracic gets the ball up over to Cray. Cray working the ball up over to Passatoro. Now to Bracic. Bracic's long 3-pointer. That's no good. And the Lightning have the basketball with it. About a 3-second differential on the shot clock.
And that shot by Bracic felt kind of rushed in my mind. Thought that she had a little more time to work there offensively, maybe set up for a better shot. Instead, she just decided to shoot very quickly.
Pearson, now it comes back over to Choplock, but Choplock gets called for the travel, Mike, and with 15.6 seconds remaining, the Dolphins could hold for the last shot.
And the unfortunate thing about this quarter is how the Dolphins had some of these shots go down. They could be in the lead right now.
Gray with the basketball, feeding it up over to Mbesi. Mbesi now over to Bracic. Bracic with 4. The Dolphins turn the ball over with 3. It's laying the ball down the lane and laying it up and in. So the Dolphins, Mike, have possession of the basketball with 15.6 seconds remaining and turn it over for a Lightning layup. So the Lightning will go into the first quarter leading by 6, 20-14. So we'll step aside, take a break. You're watching women's basketball coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed.
Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
We're back. We played one quarter. The Dolphins trail 20-14. The big numbers in that first quarter, as the first shot by Cray is missed, is 7 turnovers, 0 for 10 from the three-point line, 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and the Dolphins trail by 6 as the Lightning have their first possession here in the second quarter. Fields working her way inside. Her floater is up, no good, and Callie there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins, feeding it up to Passatoro. Passatoro now works it up over to Flecker. She stops. She takes the long two-pointer, and it's good.
A little bit of ooh and ahs from the crowd there as the Dolphins get a long jump shot. That's only a two-pointer, though, but still, they got to try to get some of these long-range shots down. They've had a really tough time to get their offense moving. 2/3 of their offense shut down with the three-pointers and the free-throw line, unable to convert on either of those opportunities.
So 20-16, the Dolphins have cut the deficit down to 4, and now the Lightning will get called for the turnover inside. As you know, that time they tried to get the ball inside, Mike, to Gordon, one of the few times they've looked for her here tonight, and she got called for the travel. Passatoro, now it's Cray. Cray out by the three-point line, feeds it up over to Callie. Callie's pass is going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be last touch by the Lightning, so it'll remain Dolphin basketball. 16 seconds on the shot clock with just a little over a minute into the second quarter. Dolphins trailing 20-16. Callie back up over to Cray. Cray's long three-pointer is up, no good, but the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by the Lightning, so the Dolphins will get another opportunity. Dolphins doing a good job on the glass here tonight, Mike, out-rebounding the Lightning 20-14. But now they turn the ball over once again.
It's now 8.
Yeah, that's going to be their first turnover. And, you know, Mike, this is a team that averages just about 16 turnovers a game. Already 8 just a minute into this second quarter.
It's just hard. It's hard to win games when you're turning the basketball over and when you're missing shots. And that's what the case has been so far for CSI.
Chop block, able to dribble and take a step inside. That shot's no good. Callie is there to grab the rebound. And here come the Dolphins looking to run. Flecker. Over to Cray. Now it's Callie. Callie puts up the three-pointer. She's knocked to the floor. Nothing called on the play, and the Lightning there to grab the rebound as the Dolphins now 0 for 12 from the three-point line. Chop block puts up the long two-pointer, and that's good. Dolphins shooting now under 30% here tonight, including 0 for 12 from the three-point line as they trail by 6 once again. Cray with the basketball. Now it's Passatoro. Passatoro over to Flecker. She takes the long three-pointer, and it's no good once again.
Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I think the Dolphins can do more damage in this game if they just continue to work inside. They have very good shooters, that can work inside. They need to start taking taking more higher percentage shots instead of going for the threes that just for whatever reason right now are just not working for them.
Yes, now we're going to have a foul called on Samantha Flecker as Del Rosario drove down the lane. It looked like Flecker got a lot of ball, but instead she gets called for the personal foul, and that sends Del Rosario to the line to shoot 2, and she hits the first. So the Lightning lead up to 7 as the Dolphins' shooting struggles continue here so far tonight, as Del Rosario's second free throw is no good, and this time Flecker is there to grab the rebound, but she just gives the ball away to Fields, who steals it and lays it up and in, and the Lightning now have their biggest lead of the game. It's 9. Cray with the basketball. Cray looking to drive her way inside, and now we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Lightning. So the Dolphins being outscored here in the second quarter, 5-2, and the Lightning have opened up their lead to 9 points. Price with the basketball. Price's long three-pointer, that's up no good once again. And a fight for the rebound, and we're going to have a whistle and a timeout called by the Lightning. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout, Mike, so let's keep it right here. But, you know, Mike, the Dolphins with just 16 points here tonight, 0 for 14 from the three-point line.
And the Dolphins throughout this year have been a team that likes to shoot three-pointers, and they have shot 652 three-pointers all year. But when it's not working for you, you have to change things up, and I really think the Dolphins have to change up their offense just a little bit just to give themselves some higher percentage shots, get back in this game. Right now they are down by 9 points, and if they continue to miss big shots and big spots here and also struggle the free-throw line and turn it over, that gap will increase.
Yeah, and, you know, Mike, the Dolphins were outscored in the fourth quarter of the game against Brooklyn College 28-10, and they've only scored 16 points here through 13 minutes. So, you know, the Dolphins really looking for answers on offense here the last couple of quarters and, you know, have really digging themselves in a hole, Mike, already down 9. So it'll be Fields to bring the ball up the floor for the Dolphins as the Dolphins have their starting 5 out on the floor here tonight. Pearson working the ball in the corner. Now it's Del Rosario. Del Rosario over to Linda Fields. Now they lob the ball inside to Gordon. Her shot is up no good, but right there to grab the rebound is Pearson, and she lays it up and in. And for the first time tonight, the Dolphins trail by double digits, 27-16. Passatoro over to Flecker. Flecker drives inside and lays it up and in. She leads the Dolphins in scoring with 8, and that breaks a Lehman College run as the Lightning had scored 7 in a row, and the Dolphins now trail by 9. Ball worked in the corner to Fields. Her long three-pointer is up no good, but her sister's there to grab the rebound. That putback is no good, and now it's Flecker with the rebound for the Dolphins. Cray looking to run down the floor. She's going to be knocked to the floor, and she'll draw the foul.
And while Lehman College has played well, you know, they have also had their struggles in shooting. They've only shot 14% from beyond the arc, so they've had their issues there as well. So it's not like they're totally dominating the game. It's just that CSI hasn't taken advantage of their opportunities.
Price with the basketball now, gets it over to Cray as that foul is going to be on Linda Fields, and that will be her second for the Lightning. I should say Lisa. Callie working the ball in over to Flecker. Flecker's short jumper is good, and you know, Mike, the Dolphins really need Flecker and Passatoro to heat up. Flecker has 10. Passatoro just with a basket here tonight. Now we're going to have a whistle. It's going to be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will remain with the Lightning. Stita Passatoro has scored 20 or more points in 18 games in a row for the Dolphins. She has 2 here tonight. As the Dolphins looking to work their way back, they've trailed by as many as 11 and have now cut the deficit down to 7. Pearson spots up and hits the jumper from the free throw line extended, and it's good. Cray with the basketball now for the Dolphins. Cray looking to work her way past the double team. She feeds it up over to Passatoro. Now it's Flecker, and Flecker gets called for the travel. Dolphins have never led in this game and have trailed by as many as 11, and now it's down to 9 with the Lightning with the basketball. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Pearson will inbound the ball.
They really need a turnover, does CSI. They need a turnover, and they need a big play on the other end. Really just to set them, just to change the tone right now.
So the Lightning will inbound the basketball as Del Rosario will bring the ball up across the midcourt line. She'll hand it off to Fields, and the Lightning will set up offensively. Fields over to her sister. Now it's going to be Del Rosario with the basketball as she looks to work against Cray. Now they lob a nice pass inside, and the layup is up and in. As that time, it was Behagan able to get inside and lay it up and in. She's got 6 for the Lightning.
And this is a very important possession, Mike, down 11.
Passatoro with the basketball. Passatoro looking to drive her way inside. Her floater in the lane is up, no good.
Boy, they are doing a great job in guarding Passatoro, putting one of their bigs on her on that possession, force her to take a very uncomfortable shot and double-teaming her.
Yeah, she's just 1 for 6 from the field as that shot is up no good, and the Dolphins looking to run 3-on-2 as Flecker feeds the ball inside to Passatoro, and Del Rosario comes from behind to block the ball away beautifully. That was a nice place. Nice play that time by Emily Del Rosario.
And we talked about this in the pregame, how would Lehman play Passatoro?
As Price misses another shot, and the Dolphins' ice-cold shooting continues here tonight.
How would they play Passatoro considering what Brooklyn College did in the fourth quarter of their game against her? Boy, they have taken it to the max here so far in the first half.
As Del Rosario just drives right through the lane, no Dolphin there to stop her. And the Lightning have opened up their biggest lead of the game. It's 13 as Passatoro puts up that three-pointer. That'll be no good. And the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lehman, so it will be Dolphin basketball. But, Mike, the Dolphins were able to cut this lead down to 4 with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. But since then, it's a 13-4 Lehman College run to open this game up to a 13-point Lightning lead.
And really, Lehman's starting to make an impression here defensively as well. They have done a tremendous job guarding the Dolphins' best shooter, and that, of course, is Christina Passatoro. Not necessarily getting totally physical with her, but getting a hand in front of her face, making the shots very uncomfortable, and they really made all of CSI uncomfortable. CSI can't establish anything right now inside.
The Dolphins turn the ball over now for the 11th time here in the first half, as that shot's going to be an air ball, and it's Passatoro with the ball for the Dolphins. She feeds it up over to Flecker, and her shot's going to be blocked away once again by Del Rosario. So it'll remain Dolphin basketball with 23 on the shot clock, 3:40 remaining here in the first half. Dolphins with just 6 points here in this second quarter. 0-15 from the three-point line as the Dolphins inbound the basketball. Now it's Cray. Cray looking to work her way inside. She kicks it out to Price. Her long three-pointer is good. So the Dolphins take 16 three-point shots before they hit their first. The lead is now cut down to 10 as Del Rosario misses her three. And now it'll be Flecker with the rebound for the Dolphins. Flecker over to Passatoro. Passatoro driving in the lane. She kicks it out to Price. Over to Flecker on the baseline, and her baseline jumper is good.
Angelique Price and Samantha Flecker have been the hot hands so far for CSI. They back-to-back shots have pulled the Dolphins back into this game.
So Del Rosario misses the layup, and here comes Passatoro down the lane. Her shot is up no good, but Cray is there to grab the rebound, and the Dolphins have the basketball now with 17 on the shot clock. Cray looking to work against Del Rosario. She kicks the ball out now to Flecker. Now a wide-open Passatoro, whose three-pointer is good, and you're not going to keep Passatoro down forever as she hits her first three-pointer of the afternoon, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Lightning, Mike, so let's keep it right here. Dolphins just trailed by 13, 8 in a row.
Well, 8 in a row, started by the three-point shot there by Price, then the jump shot by Flecker, and then finally Passatoro gets wide open after being heavily guarded throughout this first half. Wide open for a three-point shot, and then all of a sudden the Dolphins are only down 33-28. maybe this is the way the Dolphins can get their offense to move again, is to finally get some big shots from some of their big stars.
You know, Mike, the Dolphins came into tonight's game shooting 33% from the three-point line, and, you know, that's really a respectable number. So they should be able to start to heat up a little bit as they've been able to hit their last couple of three-point shots. But the 11 turnovers, Mike, a little bit surprising for a team that only turns it over 16 times a game.
Yeah, they've turned it over a lot. And Flecker's also turned it over 4 times. Callie's turned it over 3 times. They also got themselves into some early foul trouble in that first quarter. So see if they can try to settle that down and pull themselves not just even, maybe even take the lead here if they can before the half.
So the Dolphins leave their starting 5 out on the floor as Crystal Pearson gets called for the travel. So the Lightning pick up their 7th turnover. So it'll be Dolphin ball with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Cray gets the ball out over to Flecker. Flecker, long cross-court pass now over to Passatoro. Back to Flecker. She works it in the corner to Cray. Her long three-pointer is up, no good. And this time Pearson's there to grab the weak side rebound for the Lightning. And Flecker is going to run into Del Rosario. And that's a big foul, Mike, because for Flecker, that's going to be her second. Flecker, Callie, and Price all on the floor now, Mike, with 2 personal fouls for the Dolphins with 2:12 remaining in the first half.
And Flecker there was just trying to go after the basketball, but her momentum carried her into Del Rosario, leading into the foul.
So it's going to be Fields looking to drive down the baseline. She's going to feed it out now to Pearson. Pearson working against a much smaller Cray, trying to back her in. Now she pulls up. She gets the ball inside to Gordon, who's able to lay it up and in for her first points of the night. That breaks the Dolphin run and opens the Lightning lead back up to 7 with 1:45 remaining here in the first half, I should say. Passatoro lobbing it inside to Price. Her shot's going to be blocked away by Del Rosario as Price was knocked to the floor, and this time we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the play, and it will be on the Lightning. And I believe it's going to get called on Gordon, and that's going to be her second. Thought, Mike, if there was any contact, it might have been Del Rosario on the inside, but instead Gordon gets the foul. She can't believe it, and that's going to be the 3rd team foul on the Lightning, so the Dolphins will inbound now with a fresh 30-second shot clock. Price in the corner gets the ball out over to Passatoro as the Dolphins will look now to set up offensively. Price driving her way inside, but she turns the ball over, and the Lightning come down as it's Fields. Fields drives down the lane, misses the layup. Lisa Fields misses the putback, and the Dolphins come back with the rebound. Passatoro over to Flecker. Flecker's long three-pointer is going to be off, and Pearson is there to grab the rebound for the Lightning. Del Rosario stops, pops, and that's going to be no good. And Passatoro there for the rebound for the Dolphins. Passatoro looking to run down the lane, but she misses the layup. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins.
Trying to get a little too fancy was Passatoro on that play, going down towards the hoop, trying to put it up with a one-handed layup. Ended up throwing the ball behind her, leading into the turnover.
That foul is going to be on Nahada Bracic, who checked into the game, so that'll be her first, the team's 3rd, as the Lightning have the basketball with 42 seconds left in the first half and about a 22-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock. Pearson looking to back in against the much smaller Passatoro. She drives her way inside and gets called for the foul. Boy, it sure looked like from here, Mike, like Pearson might have traveled. Instead, the official is signaling that Passatoro stuck her leg out. Boy, that's a tough call, Mike. And now for Passatoro, that's her second. So now 4 Dolphin starters with 2 personal fouls.
And Tim Shanahan not happy at all. He was giving the officials an earful.
So Pearson will miss the first free throw. She'll have one more upcoming for the Lightning, as her second is up and in, and the Lightning open the lead back up to 8. About a 2-second differential in the shot clock, in the game clock at the end of the first quarter, Mike. The Dolphins turned the ball over. They nearly did it once again. Instead, we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Lightning, and that's going to be a foul on Lisa Fields, and that's a big foul on the Lightning because now for Lisa Fields, Mike, she has 3. So Cray will inbound the basketball. The shot clock is off, and let's see, Mike, if the Dolphins can hold for the final shot. Flecker, Cray now gets the ball back to Passatoro. They don't even try to hold for the last shot as Passatoro is able to bury the three-pointer, and she has 8.
Her second 3 cuts the deficit down to 5.
And the Lightning able to come right back and go for the layup, and that's going to be no good. I guess neither team wants to hold the ball for the last shot, and now that foul's going to be on Brocic, so she picks up her second, and that's going to send Linda Fields to the line to shoot 2. Fields is a 66% free throw shooter coming into the game tonight, and she hits the first and opens the Lightning lead back up to 6.
And she's now 3 for 3 at the free throw line after that one.
One more free throw upcoming here. As that second free throw is up and in. So Fields hits both. And the Lightning now lead by 7 once again as there's inside 3 seconds remaining as Callie drives down the lane and she draws the foul. And boy, that was a tough personal foul call too, Mike.
Tough, but a good play too. I mean, she saw that she was running out of time. You might as well put up and hope that you can get the foul call and get to the line and shoot a couple of free throw shots.
And that foul is going to be on Del Rosario, so she's going to pick up her second right before the half as Craig goes to the free throw line, and the Dolphins hit their first free throw of the night. They're now 1 for 4. 38-32. Second free throw is up and in, so it's 38-33, and with 0.4 of a second remaining, Mike, that's how we'll go into halftime. Dolphins trail by 5.
Well, very inconsistent first half for CSI. They did not shoot the ball especially well. They did hit some threes late, but they were 3 for 20 from downtown. We saw a couple of big runs by Lehman College in this game, and they also played very solid defense for much of this first half. But again, CSI is within striking distance here, Mike, as they're only down 5 points, 38-33, after a nice finish to that second quarter.
So we're at halftime here. The College of Staten Island trailing by 5, 38-33. What we'll do is we'll step aside for a few minutes. We'll take a break, and then we'll be back, and we'll get you halftime statistics and get you ready for the start of the second half tonight as the Dolphins look to maintain their hold on first place in the CUNYAC Conference as you're watching women's basketball coverage right here on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Mom.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6,
My mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the eye.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, that will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Na 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 na. I love you so. I love you. I love you. La 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 la. La 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome, I think we're breathtaking, and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing. I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
We're back here at halftime. The College of Staten Island trailing this game by a score of 38-33, a game that the Dolphins have never led in and have trailed by as many as 13, Mike, but do a good job to cut the lead down to 5 as we head into halftime.
Yeah, they did do a nice job cutting it down to 5. You saw a couple of big three-pointers towards the end of that first half. Three-pointer by Angelique Price. A couple of open threes by Christina Passaturo to close things down at the end of that first half as the Dolphins only down 5, 38-33. But again, there were still some issues for CSI that overall didn't shoot that appreciably well. Only 14 for 45 from the field, 3 from 20 for downtown. And then they turned the ball over 12 times compared to only 7 for Lehman. So there were some things that didn't go all well for CSI. At the same time, they've out-rebounded them 34-25, so they've done a very nice job on the glass. What they have to do is just kind of slow things down just a little bit for themselves, take some higher percentage shots, and then at the free-throw line, they obviously have to convert on those. They didn't do that great job in that department, and then start to knock down these threes. Lehman is a very dangerous team, but I haven't seen anything from them that tells me they're going to explode. That could happen, though. They haven't exploded yet offensively.
Both teams struggling from the three-point line. Lehman just 1 of 10 from the three-point line. The Dolphins just 3 of 20, but they were able to hit a couple of three-pointers towards the later stages of that second quarter. And Mike, the Dolphins have done a nice job rebounding the basketball, out-rebounding Lehman 34-25, including 12-4 on the offensive end. But the Dolphins just able to get 6 points off of those 12 second chance opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you take a look at the player breakdown. We came into this game talking about the 2 Field sisters as well as Emily De La Rosa for Lehman. All those players could kick in the second half, but look what Del Rosario has done. Only shot 4 of 12 in the first half. Lisa Fields only 1 out of 10. Linda Fields only 1 out of 5. So those 3 players have been fairly quiet so far in that first half for Lehman.
So, a couple of plays doing well off the bench, too. Marta Choplock, 2 of 3 from the field, finishes with 5 points. And Ayana Behagan, Mike, also finishing with 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting and 3 rebounds. So, a good game, Mike, anybody's game heading into the second half.
Anybody's game, and if you're Tim Shanahan, you got to be happy about that for CSI, considering how things started in that first half. They have a great chance to pull this thing out.
Looking at plays in foul trouble, Lisa Fields, the only player with 3. Del Rosario and Gordon with 2 each for the Lightning. For the Dolphins, Flecker, Price, Callie, and Brocic, all with 2 personal fouls. And the Dolphins start the second half by turning the ball over as Del Rosario able to drive the basketball and lay it up and in.
End of the first half on a turnover, and then start the second half on a turnover.
Yeah, so the Lightning opened the lead back up to 7 here to start the second half as the Dolphins have now turned the ball over twice on their first 2 possessions. Del Rosario stops. Her jumper in the lane is up no good, and Cray's there to grab the offensive rebound for the Dolphins. Cray, crossover dribble now, will back the ball out and look to set things up offensively, and she gets called for the carry violation, and Tim Shanahan's going to take a 30-second timeout here, Mike, but not a good start to the third quarter here for the Dolphins.
No, the last thing that Tim Shanahan wanted to see coming out of the locker room with a 5-point deficit was his team turn the ball over twice in quick order and result 3 times and result in a couple of points already for the Lightning as they're now down 7. So a very uncharacteristic start now as this team is now -8 in the turnover ratio.
Yeah, Mike, this is a team, we mentioned it a couple of times, averaging just over 16 turnovers a game. Have already committed 15 turnovers here as well. And, you combine that with their struggles from the field, and they're still just down 7 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go. But they're going to have to clean that up here in the second half. Fields with the basketball. Fields back on the floor now with 3 personals. Guarded there by Cray. Fields, crossover dribble, now works away inside. Her shot is up, no good, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and that's a huge foul, Mike, because that's going to be 4 on Lisa Fields.
If the Dolphins can get her out of this basketball game, that would be huge. Fields has had a tremendous season. She's right now going to sit.
And Fields doesn't like the call, Mike, but when you have 3 personal fouls, you got to know to pull up in that situation, and instead she got called for her 4th personal as Flecker puts up the 3-pointer. That's going to be way off, and it's going to be Lightning basketball once again.
We saw a lot of that in that first half, too. The air balls from downtown for the Dolphins.
So the Dolphins missed their first three-point attempt here in the second half as it's Fields with the basketball. Her floater in the lane is no good. Gordon's putback is no good. She's able to grab it again, but misses once again, and now it's Flecker with the basketball, 1-on-3, over to Passatoro, and her long three-pointer is good. So Passatoro now has 11 points, and, she's really picked it up. 9 of those points coming after the midway point in the second quarter. 40-36, the Dolphins have been able to cut the lead back down to 4 now. As Del Rosario puts up the long two-pointer and buries it. And, Mike, that's as close as the Dolphins came in the second quarter. Big shot there by Del Rosario. She now has 14. Passatoro with the basketball. Works her way inside. Now it's Cray. Cray puts up the three-pointer. That's going to be no good. Cray just 1 of 6 from the field here tonight. Del Rosario behind the back dribble. Del Rosario taking it on her own shoulders, but she misses the jumper. And Passatoro there to grab the rebound. Passatoro driving inside, kicks the ball out to Flecker. Her three-pointer is going to be way off, but Callie is there to grab the rebound. It's knocked away, but it'll remain Dolphin basketball. Is now, Mike, here in this third quarter. The Dolphins are 1 of 4 from the three-point line.
Yeah, a very inauspicious start for the Dolphins to start things off here in this third quarter. Had much higher expectations coming out of the locker room.
Passatoro's floater in the lane is going to be short, and the rebound is going to be grabbed by the Lightning. Christina now 4 for 14 shooting this afternoon. Fields. Now it's Pearson. Pearson works her way inside. She puts up the long two-pointer. That's no good. And Callie's there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins and feed it ahead to Passatoro. Passatoro trying to go coast to coast, but misses the layup. Rebound's going to be grabbed there by Pearson as her outlet pass comes up to Fields. Fields with the basketball, backs out now by the three-point line and looks to go to work on Cray. Now works it in the corner. It's going to be Choplock. Choplock working the ball inside to Pearson. Pearson spins away inside and feeds it to a wide-open Gordon, who lays it up and in.
Can't cover everyone. Gordon, the one open underneath, able to put it in for 2.
Lehman outscoring the Dolphins in the paint now, 28-14. And I believe, Mike, at one time this was like a 14-12 game inside the paint.
It was much closer than what it has been in the last few minutes.
As Price drives down the lane and lays it up and in. So a big answer there by Angelique Price for the Dolphins. She has 9 now, and she will go to the free throw line with an attempt, or 11, I should say, with an opportunity to make it a three-point play and draw the Dolphins back to within 5.
And really, Lehman has been working inside on the Dolphins all evening tonight. And it's now starting to pay some dividends. Gordon being open, Pearson being open underneath. Both of those players making a big impact for Lehman on both sides of the floor, both offensively and defensively.
So the Dolphins have cut their deficit down to 5 now, 44-39, as it'll be Del Rosario with the basketball. Del Rosario driving her way inside. She kicks it out to Pearson. Her jumper from the free throw line extended is no good. And Flecker is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Flecker over to Price in the corner. Now it's Callie working it back in the corner to Flecker. She feeds it inside to Cray. Cray looping back around, back out to Passatoro. Her long three-pointer is good as Passatoro starting to heat up from the field now for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have cut the deficit down to 2.
She's an amazing athlete, isn't she? Even when it looks like she's down in the game, she's missed a couple shots in a row, hits a big three-pointer and pulls her team. All of a sudden, just down 2 points. It's been a long time, Mike, since they've been down just only this much.
Yeah, it was back when it was a 2-0 game, Mike, was the last time the Dolphins were within 2, as we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have the shot clock reset as the Dolphins now look to defend. Pearson feeds it inside to Gordon, who lays it up and in. Another pair of points in the paint for the Lightning, and they open their lead back to 4. Passatoro driving inside. That ball's going to be blocked away, and the rebound grabbed by the Lightning. Choplock over to Gordon. Gordon driving away inside and laying it up and in, and now Gordon just working her way inside without much resistance, and the Lightning scored the last 4 to make it a 6-point game. Passatoro in the corner now to Flecker. Flecker back to Passatoro, 15 on the shot clock for the Dolphins. Callie feeds it inside to Cray, whose layup is up and in. Second basket of the game for Cray. She now has 6, and the Dolphins' deficit is back down to 4 once again. Pearson with the basketball, looking to work against Passatoro. Pearson out by the three-point line. As the Lightning looking to get the ball inside to Gordon. Instead, it's going to be Choplock, whose long two-pointer is good.
Choplock has had a real impact on this game. Not only has she shot the ball well, but she's played very good defense as well, helping out Pearson as well as Gordon inside the paint against the Dolphins. It's been a lot to deal with for CSI with those 3 defensive players.
Yeah, Choplock has 8 points for the Lightning, 3 of 4 from the field, including 2 of 2 from the three-point line. Callie. Pass inside, it's going to be deflected out of bounds, but it will remain Dolphin basketball with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Passatoro out by the three-point line, now hands the ball off to Cray. Now it's Flecker. Flecker thought about the three-point, and now she kicks the ball out to Price. Her three-point attempt is no good, and the rebound's going to be grabbed by Pearson. Choplock. Long cross-court pass now, working the ball inside as that shot's going to be up. No good. It'll be knocked out of bounds, some contact on the play, but no foul called, so it will be Dolphin basketball. 4:07 remaining here in the third quarter. The Dolphins with the same 5 out on the floor that started the third quarter and started the game. Cray, Passatoro, and Flecker still have not left the floor. Price was off the floor for less than a minute, and Callie was on the floor for all but 3 minutes. So Dolphin starters playing a lot of minutes, Mike, here tonight.
Well, it's a big game. I mean, this is a chance to capture the regular season title and get themselves firmly in first place.
As Price's three-pointer is up and no good, and the rebound controlled by the Lightning as Del Rosario brings the ball across the midcourt line. She feeds it out over to Choplock, and her long three-pointer is good. And, Mike, the Dolphins better put somebody out on her.
And she's just been too much for CSI so far. She's been feeling it on that corner all day. It's here in the second half. Hit the long range 2, then hits the three-pointer. That she now has 10 points already.
Yeah, on 4 of 5 shooting. And it'll be the Dolphins with the basketball now, as it's Cray with the ball as the Dolphins trail by 9 once again after cutting it down to 2. As Flecker's long three-pointer, that's up no good, and the rebound is grabbed momentarily by the Lightning, but the Dolphins able to get the ball back as they look to break this 5-0 Lightning run as Price puts up their long three-pointer, and that's going to be no good once again, and the rebound grabbed by the Lightning as the Dolphins now 2 of 10 from the three-point line here in the third quarter. And we're going to have a whistle and a traveling violation called on the Lightning. So it will be Dolphin basketball inside of 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
And CSI only 4 out of 15 shooting here in the third quarter. 2 out of 10 from downtown. Their struggles from the first half continue here into the second.
Cray with the basketball for the Dolphins. As the Dolphins looking to work the ball around the three-point line, nearly stolen away, but now it's going to be another turnover for the Dolphins as Passatoro gets called for the travel, and the Dolphins have now turned the ball over 5 times here in the third quarter, 17 for the game, and they trail by 9 as it'll be Lightning basketball once again. Pearson looking to back away inside against Passatoro, and
nicely done.
Able to just lay it up and in without much of a problem, and the Lightning lead is just like that, back up to 11. Passatoro out over to Price. Price working the ball inside to Callie. Now it's Cray who lays it up and in. And we're going to have a whistle, and it'll be a timeout taken by the Dolphins. It'll be a 30-second timeout, Mike, so let's keep it right here. And, once again, Mike, the Dolphins able to come close, able to cut the lead all the way down to as few as 2 points, but then the Lightning go on a 4-0 run, and they can make a 11-4 run overall to open the lead right back up to 9.
Yeah, they've done a nice job in shooting the basketball. Choplock has hit a couple of big three-pointer, and also a big long distance too. And also the size advantage here for Lehman is becoming more and more evident as we move along this game. You got a player out there who's over 6 feet in Gordon. You got a 5'11" Pearson, and a number of players at over 5'7", so that size advantage that Lehman has is playing a big role in the way they're playing this basketball game right now.
It really is, Mike, and they're able to score the ball inside with Pearson working inside along with Gordon, and then it's been Behagan and Choplock from the outside as they've shot a combined 7 of 9 for the Lightning, including 2 of 2 from the three-point line, and that's really been the difference so far here tonight. And the Lightning also, Mike, outscoring the Dolphins on the bench 16-0 here tonight, as now another three-pointer by Choplock is up and in, as she's now 5 of 6, 13 points for the Dolphins as they hoist up another three-pointer and able to come right back with a three-pointer by Flecker to make it a 9-point game once again.
And really, Lehman deserves some credit here as we move along late now into this fourth quarter eventually.
As Flecker able to drive the ball and lay it up and in off of a 3-1 break to cut the Dolphin deficit down to 7, 58-51.
And she's had a great game so far today, has Samantha Flecker, 17 points so far. Today she's 8 out of 19 shooting.
Del Rosario with the basketball. Now it's going to be worked in the corner to Choplock. Her long three-pointer this time is up, no good. And the Dolphins going for the rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Lehman. Boy, I don't know
that was a very important miss there, though, Mike. You got to admit.
It was a big miss. I'm not sure that the Dolphins didn't touch the ball last, but nonetheless, it will be their basketball with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Dolphins cut this lead all the way down to 2. Lightning knocked it back up to 11 or 12, and the Dolphins have cut it down to 7 once again. As Price drives inside, and she's going to get called for the travel. She did go over the leg of the Lightning defender on the play, but the official ruled that Price initiated the contact, and she gets called for the turnover. Del Rosario with the basketball inside of 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Del Rosario out by the three-point line. Now it's going to be worked over to Pearson. Pearson puts up the long three-pointer. That's going to be up no good. Callie able to grab the rebound. And the Dolphins with the basketball and about an 8-second differential on the shot clock to the game clock. Callie, a jumper from the free throw line extended. That's going to be up no good. A fight for the rebound. And the Lightning able to come away with the basketball as Choplock feeds it ahead to Del Rosario. But her shot is going to be blocked away beautifully by Passatoro. And the Dolphins have the basketball. And once again, an opportunity to work down the shot. And I think we're going to have a technical foul, Mike, called on head basketball coach Eric Harrison. Boy, I'm not sure what he did to merit a technical foul, but that's a big opportunity for the Dolphins.
He wanted a foul called on Cray. He thought there should have been a foul on her. It didn't happen, and he just flung his hands up in the air, and then he got the tee.
So Passatoro will go to the free throw line, and she hits the first of 2. And she can cut the deficit down a little bit further now, as Passatoro's second free throw is up and no good.
And we talked about the free throw shooting for CSI. And already now 3 out of 7 from the free throw line. It's been a problem for them for a while, especially here tonight.
Yeah, so they're under 50% once again. They struggled from the line in the second half against Brooklyn College, and that really cost them. So the Dolphins trail by 6 as Cray's able to get the ball in bounds with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Passatoro over to Price. Price puts up the long three-pointer and buries it. Let's see if the Dolphins can get a stop here with 2 seconds remaining. It's Del Rosario puts up the long three-pointer, and that'll be no good. So the Dolphins go on a little bit of a run here as they finish the third quarter on a 5-0 run to cut the Lightning lead down to 58-55. So 3 quarters complete in the books. We'll step aside and take a break with the score. Lightning 58, Dolphins 55. You're watching women's basketball coverage right here on your voice of CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
We're back, 10 minutes to go, and the Dolphins trailing by 3, Mike, 58-55.
And really, when you think about the end of that third quarter, Mike, the miss by Chalk Block was huge because had she made that 3, it would have made it a 10-point lead for Lehman. Instead, it kept it just within 6 points, and the Dolphins able to go on a nice run to end it, and a big three-pointer there by Angelique Price to cap it off, and the Dolphins only down 3 points as we begin this fourth quarter.
So the Dolphins finish on a 9-0 run in the last minute and 47 seconds to make it a 3-point game as Del Rosario is open for the 3. That's going to be no good, and it'll be the Dolphins with the basketball. Price out by the 3-point line now past the Toro. Now she gets it over to Callie. Callie now kicks it out of Price as the Dolphins have 17 on the shot clock. Now Flecker puts up the 3-pointer and buries it. And the Dolphins, for the first time since we were tied at 0, have come back to make it a 58-58 game.
It's very hard to keep this team quiet for long. They're a very good three-point shooting team. They love shooting threes. It's been hurting them for most of the day, but finally they've broken through the ice.
Pearson with the basketball. She thought about the 3, now feeds it to Del Rosario. The Lightning working it quickly around to Fields. Fields now lobs it back out over to Pearson. Pearson with 4 seconds drives it to the basket and is going to pick up the offensive foul. That's a big call. A gutty play that time by Jackie Callie. She picked up her second foul on the block trying that. This time she is able to draw the offensive foul.
Yeah, that's huge because Pearson's had her way with the Dolphins inside, especially on those one-handed layups. This time she's not able to get away with it.
So Chop Block out of the game. Lisa Fields back in the game. The Dolphins with the basketball and an opportunity to take the lead for the first time here tonight. Price out by the 3-point line, gets it out over to Flecker. Flecker now feeds it out over to Passatoro. Passatoro bounces the ball inside to Price, but she's well defended by Gordon, and she now backs the ball out. Over to Callie. Callie's 3-pointer is up, no good. Gordon there to grab the rebound, and here come the Lightning looking to run 2-on-1. Fields gets the ball out over to Fields, and now it's going to be Linda to back the ball out and set up the offense. Pearson feeds it inside to Gordon. Her shot is up, no good, but she's able to catch her own rebound and lay it up and in. 60-58, the Lightning regain a 2-point lead. Flecker, now it's Passatoro. Passatoro kicking the ball back out to Flecker. Her open 3-pointer goes halfway down and out. Gordon there to grab a rebound, but Price there to steal it away. Nice play by Angelique, and now it's Passatoro. Her 3-pointer is up, no good. So Passatoro had an opportunity to give the Dolphins the lead, but she can't convert. And now it's the Lightning with the basketball and a 2-point lead.
Angelique Price has done a nice job here for the Dolphins defensively. She set up another opportunity there for CSI, but again, Dolphins struggles from beyond the arc continue.
Passatoro just 5 of 19 from the field. Is now Flecker there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Flecker looking to take it coast to coast, and she lays it up and in.
And that's exactly what the Dolphins need to do, Mike. They need to work it inside here against Lehman College and get some points, high percentage shots.
Flecker now with 22 as Del Rosario comes right back and buries the 3-pointer.
Big players come up big in big moments, and that's a big shot there by Del Rosario, who's really been quiet for much of the second half.
So Emily Del Rosario now with 17 to give the Lightning a 3-point lead. Passatoro out by the 3-point line, looks to back the ball out, and now she'll look to set up offensively with 13 on the shot clock. Passatoro at the 3-point line. She kicks it outside to Cray. Cray now over to Callie. Callie's 3-pointer is going to be up. No good. As Callie now 0 for 5 from the field here tonight. Del Rosario looked to whip it inside to Gordon, but the pass will go through her hands and out of bounds. So it will be Dolphin basketball off the Lightning turnover with 6:36 remaining. As Callie will check out of the game for the Dolphins, Nahada Bracic will check in. Dolphins have played just 7 players here tonight, very limited minutes.
Whoa.
As now the Dolphins turn the ball over once again. Fields driving it down the lane and lays it up and in and draws the foul.
It's a nice job by Fields. I did think before that turnover happened, I thought that maybe there would have been a foul called on Price. It was not. She's able to pass the ball off, but it is picked off by Fields, who leads it to a couple of points and now a free-throw shot.
So the Dolphins now with 19 turnovers as Fields misses the three-pointer, but the Lightning now in the middle of another 5-0 run as the Dolphins were able to tie the score twice, but never able to put themselves out in front as they trail by 5, and now Fields is going to foul out of the game. And, boy, Mike, I don't know what she wants. She just jumped right in front of Passatoro, and actually that's going to be an offensive foul called on the Dolphins. That's just an absolutely terrible call. I don't know how else to describe it, Mike. Pearson with the basketball. Passatoro picks up her second. Now Del Rosario. Now Fields. Now it's Fields in the corner, and now it's Pearson. Pearson looking to work against Bracic, and now we're going to have a foul out on the floor. That will be against Bracic. That will be her third. There will be no shot, so the Lightning will be able to inbound the basketball.
And so far, after CSI tied this game, Lehman's done a nice job on their end to withstand that. Able to grab the lead back as they now are on a 4-0 run, 5-0 run. Take a 65-60 lead.
As Pearson's jumper in the lane is up, no good. And Passatoro there to grab the rebound now for the Dolphins. And she looks to run the ball up the floor. Passatoro working it inside to Flecker. She misses the layup, but she'll draw the foul. That foul is going to be on Fields, and that's going to be the second team foul on the Lightning, so that'll send Samantha Flecker to the line for 2 big free throws. First is up and no good. As Flecker misses her first free throw of the night, the Dolphins now 4 of 9 from the free throw line, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Lightning. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it right here, Mike, and Dolphins not doing themselves any favors, Mike. Still continuing to turn the ball over and not able to hit their shots from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's really been an epidemic problem for them all night. They've now turned it over 8 times alone here in the second half, 20 times overall, and the shots have continued to be a problem. They did hit some threes there to open up this quarter to get themselves to a tie, but still had some big misses as well when they had a chance to take the lead. 5 out of 17 from beyond the arc here in the second half. 8 out of 37 from downtown overall in this game. They've really had a hard time getting their shots down.
Yeah, so just 5 minutes and 44 seconds remaining, Mike, and the Dolphins certainly in danger of dropping out of that double bye and dropping down into third place, and that would require them to play next Saturday here at the Sports and Recreation Center. As Dolphins came in on an 11-game winning streak to start the week as Flecker hits 1 of 2 and makes it a 4-point game, and dropped a tough game to Brooklyn in the fourth quarter, and now trail by 4 with just 5:38 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
The next 3 possessions here, Mark, are going to be very important possessions here defensively for CSI. They've got to get some stops, and they've got to get some points on the other end.
Pearson able to drive down the lane, and she's going to draw the foul. And, I don't know if the Dolphins can't do that, Mike. They can't play defense. I mean, it just looked like the Dolphins just put their hands up on the play. And the Lightning will go back to the free throw line only for the second time here in the second half. First free throw is up and in, and the Dolphins trail by 5 once again, 61-66.
It's now 10 points here for Pearson, who's now 2 of 3 from the line.
Second free throw for Pearson is up and in, so the Lightning now 9 of 12 from the line. The Dolphins 5 of 10, and the Lightning lead by 6. As now it'll be Cray driving inside, and she'll draw the foul.
And really, those have been the differences in the game so far, Mike. They have been the ability for Lehman to knock down their 3 throws, knock down a few big shots when they needed to. CSI has struggled in that regard in knocking down shots and have struggled at the line and have turned it over too many times.
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins turning the ball over 20 times. The Lightning outscoring the Dolphins 38-24 inside the paint, 17-2 off of turnovers and 19-0 off the bench. And, those are not good numbers as Cray's able to hit the pair of free throws. But despite all that, Mike, the Dolphins just trail by a couple of possessions with 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter as the ball is tipped away. It'll be last touch by the Lightning, so a big turnover here for Lehman. Their 8th of the second half, and the Dolphins have the basketball down 4. Cray gets the ball out over to Price. Price out by the three-point line, now looking to drive her way inside against Gordon, and she's able to lay it up and in. 67-65. It's a 2-point game once again. Del Rosario, the CUNYAC leading scorer, bringing the ball across the midcourt line, now gets it over to Fields. Now Del Rosario, she works it over to Pearson. Now it's going to be Choplock who's back into the game for the Lightning. Choplock now working the ball over to Fields. Fields trying to drive her way inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins, and this foul will be on Samantha Flecker.
Boy, oh boy, that's her 3rd foul already, Mike. I mean, 4.5 minutes to go. You don't want to have one of your best players on the court with three fouls in the game.
Well, Mike, the Lightning now will shoot free throws for the remainder here of the fourth quarter, so Fields will go to the line to shoot 2, and she hits the first as the Lightning continue to make hay at the free throw line, now 10 of 13 from the line. Second free throw upcoming for Fields. She misses the second, and Price is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Price looking to drive her way inside once again. This time her shot's going to be blocked away beautifully by Pearson, and the Lightning come away with the basketball. Del Rosario out by the three-point line. Now it's Pearson. Pearson gets the ball up over the Fields. Now it's Pearson out by the free throw line extended. She passes the ball back up over the field. She works it in the corner to Del Rosario. Her open three-pointer is no good. Big miss by Del Rosario, and Passatoro grabs the rebound for the Dolphins. Passatoro tries to drive it inside, but it's blocked away once again by Pearson and knocked out of bounds, so it will remain Dolphin basketball. A couple of big blocks by Crystal Pearson here in the fourth quarter.
And now is really the moment of truth, Mike, really for both of these teams in these last 3 minutes and 53 seconds. It really is.
Price with the basketball out by the three-point line. Now it's going to be Passatoro. Dolphins trail by 3, 68-65.
Can Passatoro or Flecker get one of those big shots off that can make it count here for CSI? And that's a miss, but
as Passatoro drives down the lane, misses the shot, and now the Dolphins get called for the foul, and now it'll be free throws for the Lightning. So a big swing in the game, Mike, and Christina Passatoro just 5 for 21 from the field here tonight.
That's not going to get it done. Not going to get it done, obviously, in situations like this. And the Dolphins keep inviting Lehman to the free throw line. You would rather see Lehman actually take shots at the hoop instead of having to go through a free throw line to get these easy shots off.
11 of 15 from the line are the Lightning, including 4 of 6 here in the second half as the Lightning open the lead to 4. Once again, Mike, the Dolphins able to get close but not stick their noses in front. Flecker with the basketball. Flecker out by the three-point line. She feeds it out over to Brocic. Her long three-pointer is up and no good on the play, and Pearson there to control the rebound for the Lightning. For Pearson, that's going to be her 13th rebound of the game. Fields. Now Del Rosario in the corner to Pearson. Pearson lobs it inside to Gordon, who's wide open, and just lays it up and in, Mike.
It's uncontested shot on Gordon underneath.
40-26. The Dolphins outscored in the paint. A nice job by Cray to lay it up and in. And the Dolphins are going to take a full timeout down by 4. So we'll step aside and take a break with 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining here in the second half. Lightning lead by a score of 71-67. You're watching women's basketball coverage right here on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
we're back, and we have just 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the game. And, you know, Mike, this is a Dolphin team that's averaged about 23 three-point attempts a game, who have taken 38 here tonight. And they've hit just 8 of them, as Gordon able to grab her own rebound and lay it up and in, and the Dolphins are once again down by 6.
More importantly, that what I see here down the stretch here is that Lehman hasn't really been challenged in taking big shots here down the stretch. There was a point here in this game just a couple minutes ago where this was a two-point game, even a 4-point game, and CSI has not done that good of a job on the defensive end to try to force Lehman to take some pressure shots, whereas CSI has missed those shots in pressure situations here down the stretch.
Dolphins just 12 of 33 here in the second half. They've just shot 33% for the game. The Lightning 14 of 31 in the second half. They've shot just under 41%, and they have a 6-point lead as they're threatening to close out the Dolphins right here. Pearson, a beautiful feed inside to Gordon, and once again, Mike, nobody guarding her. She just lays it up and in. She's now 8 of 13 with 16 points for the Lightning.
Well, Rosa Perone was unavailable today, and she would have been in there with Gordon, would have provided some presence.
As Quay drives it down the lane, that's going to be up and no good, but the Dolphins will draw the foul with just 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining, and the Dolphins trailing by 8. And Mike, they've scored just 12 points here in this fourth quarter, coming off of a 10-point effort in the fourth quarter in the game against Brooklyn College. And now the Dolphins have put themselves in very real danger of dropping out of the top 2, as they're just 1 minute and 49 seconds away from dropping into third place here in the CUNYAC Conference.
And it's really stunning in a lot of ways, because this team was on a roll for much of the season, an 11-game winning streak. They looked like they would have, I don't want to say, no knock against Lehman or Brooklyn, but it looked like the Dolphins had the inside track to maybe getting a chance to be at one of the top 2 seeds, but just did not work out. I mean, we got to give a lot of credit here to Lehman. This is a really talented basketball team from top to bottom.
You know, Mike, and Del Rosario only has 17 points as they feed it inside to Gordon once again, and this time the Lightning will turn it over, opening the door a little bit for the Dolphins. But 11 points for Pearson, 16 for Gordon, and 13 for Choplock, and the 6 more for Behagen, as Pasatoro hits the three-pointer to bring the Dolphins back to within a possession, 75-72. So big stand coming up here for the Dolphins.
There's turnover.
Pasatoro is able to steal it. Her layup is up and no good, but she draws the foul. And just like that, Mike, the Dolphins have gotten themselves right back in the game.
Big players and big moments. We talked about in the pregame. You know, what would Del Rosario do for Lehman? What would Pasatoro do for CSI? And Christina answering that with a big three-pointer, and she forces a turnover and now goes to the line to shoot.
So Pasatoro will go to the line. 2 huge ones coming up as she hits the first. She now has 19 for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have cut the Lightning lead down to 2 points.
Question I have for Lehman is, does Del Rosario get her hands on the basketball, and does she have the chance to shoot?
We'll see as Pasatoro hits them both, and the Lightning lead is down to 1 as the Dolphins have scored the last 5. Del Rosario with the basketball. Del Rosario driving her way inside. That shot is up, no good, but Gordon is able to grab the rebound. It'll be a jump ball. The possession arrow will go to the Dolphins with 1 minute 3 seconds remaining, Mike. This is a Dolphin team that has never led here in this game tonight, Mike, and moments ago was trailing by 8, and they've gone on a 7-0 run here in the last 40 seconds, and they have an opportunity to take the lead. Cray with the basketball. Cray looking to work against Fields. Cray able to get the ball up over to Flecken now with 13 seconds to shoot. Good defense by the Lightning. Price dribbles the ball off her foot, and now it's going to be Gordon to come away with the basketball and get the ball up over to Del Rosario. So the Dolphins unable to get a shot up to the rim, but now the Lightning turn the ball over, and it's Pasatoro with the basketball. She drives her way inside. That shot is going to be up no good, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins. So Christina Pasatoro, off of the huge turnover, had an opportunity to give the Dolphins the lead, Mike, but the Dolphins have never led in this game, and Pasatoro could not hit the shot.
Amazing turn of events right there. I thought initially that Lehman would try to look to get fouled there when they had possession there. Instead, they were very erratic with the basketball, and Passaturo picks it off. Had a chance to go coast to coast, but she misses it. And then Pearson with the rebound. Here's 2 big free throws.
As she hits the first, Pearson now 4 or 5 from the line. She has 12 points, and she makes it a 2-point Lightning lead. The second free throw by Pearson is up and in, so Pearson hits both of her free throws, and the Dolphins trail by 3, 77-74. It'll be a full timeout, but let's keep it right here, Mike, with just 22.8 seconds remaining. So, Mike, the Dolphins have had their opportunities. They had a couple opportunities with the score tied earlier in the quarter, and Christina Passatoro, coming off a big turnover, had an opportunity to drive it down the lane and maybe pull the ball out and try to get a better shot, but the Dolphins scored 7 points to cut the Lightning lead down to 1, but a couple of big free throws by Crystal Pearson, and Lehman back up by 3.
It's kind of been the microcosm of this entire game. CSI has had a number of shots throughout this game where they could have either tied or taken the lead, but it just hasn't gone down for them. They've got an opportunity right now with down only 3 points to tie this game up again. And how about Lehman right now? They've had a chance here numerous times to put this game away, and they've been unable to do so here against CSI, who's been able to hit some big shots here down the stretch in this basketball game. We're in for a fabulous finish, however it should turn out, in the next 22.8 seconds.
So the Dolphins out-rebounded the Lightning 34-25 in the first half. It's been 23-20. Lehman out-rebounding the Dolphins here in the second half, but they have the basketball with 22.8 seconds remaining, trailing by 3, 28-22.
You know who's getting the basketball.
Passatoro out by the three-point line. Passatoro looking to work against Del Rosario. She drives it down the lane, and her layup is up no good as the ball's knocked out of bounds. As the officials will go over and have a conversation about it. A big call in the game.
I'm a little surprised she tried to work her way inside, unless you thought she could get the shot and then draw the foul.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to do, Mike. But, there was contact on the play, but the officials letting them play. And the Dolphins fortunate to maintain possession of the basketball with 12.9 seconds remaining. And we're going to have a timeout on the call. And, that was definitely a 50-50 call there, Mike, that went the Dolphins' way. But, once again, Mike, the Dolphins with opportunities, but just can't seem to get that big shot to go down. They've been able to come back and tie this game up here tonight a couple of times, but have never led.
Have not led once in this game, and you just get the feeling that at some point they're going to knock down one of these shots. Only 12.9 seconds. They're running out of time, obviously, but this is a possession they have got to find a way to knock down a three-pointer here, tie this game up, and then play some defense.
So 77-74. The Dolphins have been able to come back here late in the fourth quarter, but never been able, Mike, to get that big basket that they need. Let's see if they could do so here with just 12.9 seconds remaining. And the Lightning know the Dolphins need a three-point shot. As Passatoro got it to Cray, Cray looks to drive inside. She misses the shot but draws the foul, and thought Victoria might have had an opportunity to put up a three-pointer there, Mike. Instead, she drives inside and will have to earn it at the free throw line for the Dolphins.
Yeah, she probably felt she was guarded too much. That's why she worked her way inside, hoping for a three-point play this way. Instead, she'll have a chance just at 2, but she misses the first of free throws, and that might be the dagger, Mike.
Yeah, and, she was 6 for 6 from the line before that free throw. She still has one more upcoming and a chance to make it a 2-point game. She does so Dolphins need a steal here as we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on Price, but unfortunately that's going to send Del Rosario to the free throw line. She's a 72% free throw shooter coming into the game here tonight, and Mike, the Dolphins did better with their free throws in this second half, hitting 10 of 13, but that was a big miss.
That was a big miss in a big spot.
So if Del Rosario can hit both, she can make it a 2-possession game, and she hits the first.
Also keep in mind in that last possession, Lehman double-teamed Passaturo, so she could not get the shot off. That's why she had to pass it off to Cray. You mentioned she looked like she may have had a chance at 3, try to work her way inside.
As Del Rosario hits the 2 free throws as calm as you could be. And the Lightning now 8 of 11 in the second half, 7 of 9 in the first half. And the Lightning have opened it up to a 4-point lead with just 8.1 seconds remaining, Mike. So Dolphins clearly running out of time.
Clearly running out of time, only 8.1 seconds. You're almost in a situation where it's a catch-and-shoot scenario. Hope it goes in, and then obviously try to draw a quick foul quickly and hope they miss. But it's going to be very, very difficult with 8 seconds to try to draw up a couple of plays and hope that they work.
Yeah.
But stranger things have happened.
Yeah, and Mike, the Dolphins, if they can't come back here in the last 8.1 seconds remaining, will finish the season as the number 3 seed, having dropped 2 games in a row here at the end of the season, the 2 games that they needed to have. And, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to come away with either of those games. So, they're going to be looking to go into the CUNYAC tournament. It does look like they will be the number 3 seed, and they will have to play next Saturday here at the Sports and Recreation Center. So the Dolphins inbound the basketball as they get the ball up over to Price. Price dribbling inside. I have no idea why as she misses the layup. And with 1 second remaining, that's going to do it as Mike, the Dolphins drop 2 in a row to end the season and finish the season in a very disappointing third place.
Very disappointing third place. A team that had an 11-game winning streak not that long ago, but lose to their 2 closest rivals, Brooklyn and now today Lehman College. And they'll be the number 3 seed going into the tournament, which is disappointing because it looked like this team had a great chance earlier this year to maybe get a number 1 seed, or at least one of the top 2 seeds anyway in the tournament.
Well,
this was a frustrating game because CSI just did not get their shots down.
Mike, as the other disappointing thing, of course, about the game here this afternoon is that what this guarantees is that the Dolphins will have to beat the winner of the 1-4 game, and they're going to have to beat Lehman and Brooklyn College twice, Mike. And in these last 2 games, the Dolphins really struggled, and you were hoping to get the number 1 seed and only have to play either Lehman or Brooklyn. Now the Dolphins, to advance into this championship round, will have to probably beat both of them.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Had the Dolphins been either the 1 or 2 seed, well, you're right. They would have only had to see one of them, maybe even 2 of them at the time, but still, it's the card they draw. It's the card they've been dealt so far. They obviously did not do enough here tonight to get the job done and put themselves in position to get the win. But we talked about in the pregame, it's very hard to win 2 games to get to the championship, let alone just 1. So that's what the Dolphins have to do. And we're going to learn a lot about this team as they now have to come back here a week from tomorrow and get ready for a game here, which just to advance to the semifinals.
And Mike, regardless of who the Dolphins play in that play-in game, they'll go in as a very heavy favorite. Right. But they're also going into the game having their 11-game winning streak broken and having lost 2 in a row and having lost to both of the teams that they're going to need to beat if they're going to win the CUNYAC championship this year. And Mike, the Dolphins have not won a championship or advance past the semifinal round in years. So that's going to wrap things up here for the first game. The College of Staten Island losing to Lehman College by a final score of 79-75. What we're going to do is we're going to step aside. We're going to take a break for a few minutes, and then we'll be back to bring you the pregame show of the men's game against Lehman College. As, once again, the College of Staten Island drops to Lehman College by a final score of 79-75. So for Michael Cohn and Meshach Alexander, this is Mike Babusky saying so long. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to stay with us. We'll be back on the air in about 10 or 15 minutes with the pregame show and then get you ready for the start of the men's game between Lehman College and the College of Staten Island as you're watching CUNYAC doubleheader basketball coverage right here on your voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.